Just noticed something on my wire. I gotta clean it off. Hello and welcome back to Asia Now. My name is Alex, and in this video I'll tell you about an American man rescued after being taken in Thailand and transported to Cambodia. A man tries to sneak over $270,000 past airport security in Manila. Donald Trump orders the firing of diversity hires, beginning with a USD to peso exchange rate. Right now, $1 is equal to 58.31. Let's jump straight into our main story. Here it is. Cambodian authorities recently rescued a U.S. citizen who had been kidnapped in Thailand and taken to Cambodia, where he endured some physical actions against him and extortion. The victim was tricked, abducted, and transported across borders, with the kidnappers demanding a large ransom from his family while threatening more physical abuse towards the man. Acting on abduction report, Cambodian and Thai law enforcement worked together to find and free the victim. The operation also led to the arrest of multiple suspects connected to the kidnapping. This case highlights the ongoing challenges of transnational crime in the region and the need for international collaborations to address such issues. Authorities are reminding travelers to stay alert and report any suspicious behavior to local police. Unfortunately, this happened, but I'm glad the man is rescued. Of course, having over 38 million last year, I believe, close to that number of travelers coming through Thailand, you're going to have some people trying to take advantage of the situation. Take a person or two. I don't want to be like a fear mongerer. It happens in the Philippines, Thailand. I'm sure all over Southeast Asia, you have like one or two incidences. But once again, please do your due diligence. I'm not saying everywhere's completely safe or everywhere's completely dangerous. You got to be aware of your surroundings and just don't get involved in places and things that you have a sick feeling about, a gut feeling, anything that seems a little bit too good to be true or something. If you just have a good feeling about it, better play safe than sorry, because you never know what could happen. Next up, in the Philippines at Naya Terminal 3, a screener intercepted $273,000, over 60 million pesos of undeclared cash from Hong Kong bound passenger. The discovery was made during a routine x-ray screening when an opaque image appeared on the monitor. Airport authorities called the passenger to witness a manual inspection which confirmed bundles of cash. The Philippine National Police Aviation Security Group and Bureau of Immigration and Customs were involved in handling the case. Travelers are reminded to declare foreign currency over $10,000 or Philippine pesos exceeding 50,000 pesos as required by law. And in some countries, when you land, they give you a declaration form, and on that form it says how much money you're bringing into the country. If it's over 10,000, you have to declare it. And even if they don't give you a declaration form, there's a place where you have to go through an area that's called declaration or declaring things. I believe that's also a place you can go ahead and declare any amount of cash that you have over $10,000. It's not just for like items like, food and meat and poultry and all that. It's also for money as well. So be sure you follow all the rules of a country before leaving or exiting. I remember my first time in the Philippines, I stayed over 6 months and I had no idea about this thing called exit clearance. I just thought because I'd been there before and I left before the 6 month and nobody asked me a reason for leaving or declaring anything, but I was soon realized, I got to go ahead and get this ECC, the exit clearance certificate, which means that you have not committed any crimes within the Philippines during that 6 month period, which is cool. But I don't know how I found out, but luckily I found out before my flight date. So keep that in mind, because the immigration officers may not always remind you or remember to remind you if you're leaving after 6 months as a tourist. You need that ACC or ECC, I should say. Next up, staying in the Philippines airport, 4 women were denied boarding when Bureau of Immigration stopped them for, quote, trafficking. The women aged 28 to 43 were intercepted at Ninoy Aquino International Airport Terminal 1 on January 22nd. Initially claiming to be co-workers traveling to Hong Kong for vacation, inconsistencies in their statements led immigration officers to investigate further. The women eventually admitted they were not office mates or colleagues and had been provided fraudulent documents by a travel agent to appear as a legitimate tourist. The BI commissioner revealed suspicions that the women were being sent abroad to work as entertainers. They admitted paying 30,000 pesos to a travel agent for fake documents and stories. 3 of them had previously worked illegally as entertainers overseas, and one confessed to have traveled abroad illegally by boat to evade immigration inspection. Whoa. The women were handed over to the Interagency Council of Trafficking. In this story, they kept on referring to these people as victims, but I would rather be more accurate and not say they're victims knowingly doing all the stuff. And I guess one of those situations, once again, 4 grown women can't leave without immigration and government intervening. If they were actually then doing these things, I guess is one of those questions, a toss-up. How do you really handle that? Although I don't know too many 43-year-old entertainers, but then again, I'm not an entertainer venue, so I don't know what kind of age range. I'd always assume to be some younger people's engaging in. But then, what is entertainer? It could be car dealers, poker. There's just a whole bunch of unknowns. I wish there were a bit more. I guess they don't want to reveal too much information, so people can probably go around it to try to find a way. But whatever the system, it seems like they're stopping women of any age almost from going abroad. One more quick story from the airport at Naya Terminal 3. A Filipina bound for Netherlands for using a passport with a fake immigration stamp was stopped. The 37-year-old admitted hiring a fixer at the airport who promised assistance but failed to deliver. BI Commissioner said and warned against trusting fixers and urged pursuing legal processing for working abroad. The woman was referred to the same kind of agency once again. This woman tried to go abroad and work without the proper visa, I assume. And immigration at Philippines stopped them and not Netherlands immigration. And then some more alarming news regarding drones. The Armed Forces of the Philippines is investigating an underwater drone found in Bohol waters, with the Visayas Command leading the probe. Chief Colonel Xerxes Trinidad urged the individuals who discovered the drone and posted it online coordinate with military or naval units for proper handling. A video of the red and silver object near fisherman's boat has sparked speculation that it may be a Chinese underwater drone. In a related report, 5 submarines drones have recently been recovered across the Philippines with forensic examination conducted. Authorities suspect these drones could be Chinese origin. The AFP called on public to stay vigilant and report suspicious activity. Imagine 5 of them found. How many in the big ocean have they not found? The ocean is massive, right? So no speculation about the origins. Once again, there's no proof, I suppose, not from this report. You can look into this further if you're interested. And then the Philippines embassy has warned Filipinos about scammers who are apparently impersonating U.S. government employees to defraud individuals through unauthorized payment requests. People are calling and saying you have to pay some kind of fee for visas, which is not true. And then President Donald Trump's administration has directed federal agencies to eliminate positions related to diversity programs within 60 days. These jobs aimed at promoting diversity, equality, and inclusion were targeted as part of the broader right-wing policies. Trump, who has criticized DEI programs for allegedly discriminating against white men, also ended affirmation action in federal contracts and vowed to recognize only 2 genders. The move reflects his administration's continued rollback of policies supporting marginalized groups. Look at here, man. I'm all about inclusion, but I'd rather be included, or at least people hired for skills rather than the skin color, their orientation, all that. No hatred towards anybody. I don't care what you are. But if I'm on a flight, for example, I don't want the airlines to hire 50-50, half women, half males, just because the woman is a woman, right? So this happened with the U.S. airlines recently. I forgot that. I think it was whatever. You can, once again, do your own research. But I know just from memory, this airline was supposedly going around trying to hire women just because they're women. Yo, I'm trying to fly. I'm trying to live. I'm not trying to get somebody a job just because of their gender, right? So I'm all about equality, but I rather believe in equality and skill rather than what you were born with, for example, right? So hire whoever. I don't care if you're blue, black, white, purple, even from this earth, as long as you're flying my plane and I'm safe. And that same kind of mindset I want to apply for everything, you know? So even in restaurants, chefs, cooks, drivers, whatever they are, man, like nobody should discriminate people, but this is like kind of like a reverse discrimination somehow. I just don't feel it right, someone getting a job just because of their orientation or whatever, right? So I'm all about hiring whoever's the best for the job, you know? It's like, imagine me or somebody very short getting into the NBA just because they're short and they're trying to include them. How many really short, maybe Muggsy Bogues, Spud Webb, I can't really think of too many other like greats that are short basketball players. That's just an example. Imagine just hiring people for their height, for example, right? No, if you're good at basketball, you get hired. You know, some people, you just got to put that extra effort to get there. And I think the same should be applied across the board. I just realized I've been rambling on about this for quite some time. Apparently, I have a really soft spot or hard spot. This is getting to me somehow. And then a 40-year-old man, Ricardo Rabunza Lawas, was arrested in Barangay Calunasan, Cebu City after attacking a man with a machete. On January 23rd, the victim, Roderick Alegre Tarona, sustained injuries to his face and was taken to Cebu Medical Center. Apparently, Lawas claimed he was possessed by an evil spirit and mistook the victim for a woman. Neighbors confirmed, neighbors confirmed he was known to use substances and admitted using substances the day of the incident. Police apprehended him at the scene and the case is been dealt with accordingly. Not the first time where somebody in the Philippines says they were possessed by a ghost or a spirit when committing a crime. And then Bangkok is offering free rides on BTS, MRT, and BMTA buses from January 25th to 31st to combat severe air pollution. The initiative ordered by the PM aims to reduce vehicle use and ease smog in the capital. Authorities have also set up black smoke checkpoints to key locations to monitor high emission vehicles. If the air quality is not improved, the government may extend the free transport scheme. The IQ Air report hazardous PM 2.5 levels across Thailand, with Ayutthaya, Pathum Thani, and Chonburi among the worst affected areas. Even in Hua Hin, I just left Hua Hin, ranked the worst in the country last week at some point. It's getting pretty bad. Like Southeast Asia now, even like Laos, I'm here in Vientiane, across I can't even see like the building. But in Chiang Mai, it used to be just a burning season where the farmers burnt the crops for the new, planting crop season, but now it seems like it's just everywhere. I don't know what's going on, but pollution is pretty bad. I feel like it may have been always a case, but nowadays it's getting a bit more attention. Now it's time for our segment Yesterday Today, where I read some of the most popular comments regarding our previous video. Brian says, last summer, the grandson of my Filipino wife had a high fever and had to go to the hospital. He was there 5 days and the total bill was about 55,000 pesos. The hospital would not allow the parents to remove him from the lobby after the doctor released him to go home until we paid the bill in full. They also threatened to charge an extra day, 1,100 pesos for each day he was kept there. Apparently the current law is not being properly enforced. That's always the case in any country. Law is one thing, enforcement is another thing, right? So laws are there to be followed, but what happens when somebody doesn't follow those laws? So hopefully stories like this one and others shine a light on a situation that needs to be definitely addressed. James says, it is strange that so many foreigners seem to fall from the condos in Pattaya. Don't seem to hear about this happening elsewhere. Of course, where there is no foul play, there's always an accident. Wink, wink, nod, nod. Yeah, it's synonymous now with Pattaya, the condos and people falling. Now they call it like the high flying club or something. It's so common, it's got a nickname now. So whether it's people doing that themselves or just noticed something on my wire, I gotta clean it off. Or other people's, definitely something to be aware of. Michael says, accident fallings in Thailand have always been suspicious. Like to see CCTV footage of people movement there. Yeah, it would be interesting for sure. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. You can do your own investigation if you want to find